When we think of Ottoman sultans, names like Mehmet the Conqueror or Suleiman the Magnificent often come to mind, rulers known for their relentless conquests and legendary reforms. But in between these titans of history stood Bayezid II, a sultan who chose diplomacy over bloodshed, and who ruled with a steady hand in a time of internal division and external threats. Today we explore the reign of Bayezid II, the sultan who inherited an empire and fought to keep it intact. Born in 1447, Bayezid was the son of one of the greatest sultans in Ottoman history, Mehmet II, famously known as Mehmet the Conqueror. Bayezid grew up in a world of political intrigue, military campaigns, and grand visions for Ottoman expansion. He was groomed to one day rule, but Bayezid's path to power would not be straightforward. While Mehmet II built a reputation as a fearless conqueror, Bayezid's temperament was different. He was more scholarly, more interested in the arts and theology, yet his claim to the throne was anything but peaceful. After his father's death in 1481, Bayezid ascended to the throne, but not without facing immediate opposition. Bayezid's younger brother, Cem Sultan, believed he had an equal right to the throne. What followed was one of the most tense internal conflicts in the early Ottoman Empire, known as the Cem Sultan crisis. If you're captivated by stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Ancient Perspectives for more epic tales of history's greatest figures and moments. Hit the bell icon to never miss an adventure into the past. Cem sought the support of European powers. Cem's presence in Europe became a significant problem for Bayezid as Western powers attempted to use Cem as a bargaining chip to weaken the Ottoman Empire. Bayezid's solution? Diplomacy. Rather than pursue an all-out civil war, Bayezid made deals with European rulers, paying ransom to keep Cem in captivity, far away from Ottoman lands. In the end, Bayezid managed to stabilize his rule through a mix of financial diplomacy and patience. The Cem Sultan crisis never evolved into full-scale civil war, but it haunted Bayezid for much of his early reign, distracting him from the broader challenges his empire faced. Unlike his father, Bayezid II was not a man obsessed with expansion. Instead, he focused on consolidation and internal reforms. He believed in strengthening the core of the empire's administration, economy, and military infrastructure. Bayezid's reign was marked by significant investment in public works. From roads to mosques to bridges, he expanded the empire's infrastructure, making it easier to govern and maintain. His reforms brought stability to the Ottoman state after decades of rapid territorial expansion under Mehmet II. Bayezid also took a more spiritual approach to his reign. Unlike his father's aggressive military campaigns, Bayezid preferred fostering alliances through diplomacy and maintaining peace within the empire. His piety earned him respect from the ulema, the religious scholars, and he sought to harmonize the different ethnic and religious groups under Ottoman rule. Bayezid II was a devout Muslim, often seen in prayer or supporting religious institutions. He worked closely with Islamic scholars and promoted Sufi orders, believing in the unification of faith and state. But perhaps one of his greatest legacies was his role in offering refuge to a people in need. In 1492, when the Spanish Inquisition forced Jews out of Spain, Bayezid II famously invited these refugees to settle in Ottoman lands. Thousands of Jews fled to the empire, finding safety and freedom to practice their religion in cities like Istanbul and Salonika. Bayezid is quoted as saying, "How can you call Ferdinand of Spain wise? He impoverishes his own country to enrich mine." This act of compassion would leave a lasting mark on Ottoman society, as these Jewish communities contributed greatly to the empire's culture and economy. Though Bayezid II is often remembered as a sultan of peace, he did not shy away from military engagements when necessary. His reign saw an increased focus on the Ottoman navy, a move that positioned the empire as a dominant power in the Mediterranean. Bayezid's primary military focus was on securing the empire's western borders and ensuring control over key naval routes. The Ottomans faced rising challenges from the Venetians and Mamluks, but Bayezid's careful balancing act of diplomacy and military strength allowed him to maintain control of vital territories. Under his reign, the Ottoman fleet expanded significantly, and his campaigns in the Balkans and the Mediterranean further solidified Ottoman influence. However, these campaigns were largely defensive or retaliatory, as Bayezid sought to avoid the large-scale conflicts that had defined his father's reign. As Bayezid II aged, his grip on power began to loosen. A new threat was emerging, not from foreign powers, but from within his own family. His son Selim was ambitious, militaristic, and eager to seize power. Selim, later known as Selim the Grim, believed that the Ottoman Empire needed to return to its expansionist roots. Tensions between father and son grew, as Selim rallied support among the military and threatened Bayezid's peaceful policies. By 1512, the conflict reached a breaking point. Under pressure from his own son and the military, Bayezid II was forced to abdicate the throne, making way for Selim I's rise to power. After this video, you can check out my video on the reign of Selim the Grim. Bayezid retired to Demotika, where he would spend his final days in seclusion. Bayezid II's reign may not have been as flashy as his father's conquests or his son's military campaigns, but it was vital to the survival of the Ottoman Empire. He stabilized the empire during a time of internal division, promoted religious and cultural harmony, and left behind a legacy of diplomacy and compassion. Bayezid II's reign laid the groundwork for the expansion that would come under his son, Selim the Grim, and later under his grandson, Suleiman the Magnificent. His focus on consolidation, infrastructure, and culture created the bedrock for the Ottoman Empire's Golden Age. Bayezid II may not have been the conqueror his father was, but he was the guardian of the empire, a ruler who understood the power of diplomacy, faith, and balance. His story is a reminder that sometimes preserving what has been built is just as important as building it in the first place. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories of history's forgotten figures who shaped the world. Here's a fun fact: Bayezid I was also known for his incredible calligraphy. His love for art led to the flourishing of Ottoman miniatures and manuscript arts. Talk about a ruler with a personal touch. If you're captivated by stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Ancient Perspectives for more epic tales of history's greatest figures and moments. Hit the bell icon to never miss an adventure into the past.